Some people speak loudly. Others say everything with a soft smile. Ethan was the second kind. I noticed it the first day we met, how he smiled without showing too much, like he was holding back entire conversations behind his eyes. We worked in the same office, shared the same elevator, exchanged the same polite greetings. Morning, he'd say. Morning, he'd reply. Simple. Harmless. Forgettable. Except it wasn't. Because there was something about him, something quiet but heavy, like a story waiting to be told but never quite spoken. And somehow, I wanted to hear it. It started with small things. Coffee breaks that lasted a little longer. Conversations that drifted beyond work. Ethan wasn't mysterious in the dramatic sense. He wasn't secretive or distant. He just never said too much. Whenever things got personal, he'd smile. That same soft, careful smile. Some stories are better left unsaid, he told me once. I laughed it off, but the words stayed with me. Because the more time I spent with him, the more I realized. He wasn't avoiding the truth. He was protecting it. And maybe, protecting himself too. I found myself looking for him without meaning to. In crowded hallways. At meetings. In quiet moments when the day felt too long. And when he smiled at me, just slightly, it felt like a secret only I understood. But there was always a distance. Not physical, emotional. Like standing at the edge of a locked door, knowing someone was inside, but unsure if you were ever meant to enter. One evening, I finally asked, "Why do you always hold back?" He paused. For a moment, I thought he'd answer honestly. But then, he smiled again. Because not everything needs to be said out loud. And for the first time, that smile didn't feel comforting. It felt like a wall. Everything changed on a rainy evening. The office had emptied early, but I stayed behind, finishing work. Ethan was still there too. We ended up leaving together, stepping into the soft rhythm of rain. For once, neither of us rushed to fill the silence. Then, unexpectedly, he spoke. I used to believe if I explained everything, people would understand me better. I looked at him, surprised. But they didn't? He shook his head slightly. They just saw me differently. And sometimes, that changes things you're not ready to lose. His voice wasn't bitter. Just honest. And suddenly I understood. His silence wasn't emptiness. It was choice. A quiet way of holding onto the parts of himself he wasn't ready to share. After that night, I stopped trying to figure him out. Stopped searching for hidden meanings in every pause, every glance, every unfinished sentence. Instead, I started noticing what was there. The way he always made sure I got home safely. The way he remembered small details I had forgotten sharing. The way his silence sometimes felt more genuine than other people's words. Not every connection needs to be explained. Not every story needs to be uncovered. Some people come into your life not to be fully understood, but to be quietly appreciated. And maybe that's enough. One day, Ethan told me he was leaving. A new job. A new city. A new beginning. I expected to feel loss, confusion, maybe even regret. But instead, I felt something softer. Peace. Take care of yourself, I said. He smiled, that same quiet, familiar smile. You too. And just like that, he walked away. No dramatic goodbye. No unspoken confessions suddenly revealed. Just a moment, complete in its simplicity. And as I watched him leave, I realized something important. Not every story is meant to unfold all at once. Not every feeling needs a clear ending. Sometimes, life gives you fragments. Soft smiles, hidden words, fleeting connections. And asks you not to solve them, but to accept them.